Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel. Today's video, we are doing the Black Phone. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Hit the notification bell. Let's get into this movie, The Black Phone. Okay, so let's talk about The Black Phone. It's a good movie. A lot of the times when you have these Blumhouse movies, you know, they're going to, of course, be scary. They're going to be suspenseful. And they usually always deliver on quite a good note. Some Blumhouse movies include the ones right here. And when I looked at The Black Phone, you know, I saw the trailer, I saw the hype behind it, and I was like, I really want to watch this movie. So we follow this 13-year-old kid who is picked up by this kidnapper, and basically throughout the whole movie he's trying to escape. And there's this thing called the Black Phone where if you pick it up, you can hear the victims of this guy called the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke. That's his kidnapper. Well, when he answers the phone, he hears his past victims, and his victims are trying to make sure that what happened to the boy doesn't happen to him again, which ultimately leads to the Grabber's demise. So, with that being said, what are my thoughts? What did I think about the Black Phone? That's what I'm here for today. So, you know, there's this 13-year-old kid, you know, he's kind of like, you know, he's not popular, he's not the greatest kid, he gets picked on a lot at school. His sister, Susie, is, every Friday night, she goes over to her friend's house, and she asks, her brother to, you know, look over her father. They live with this abusive, alcoholic father who, you know, he's not, let's just say he's not a very nice guy. He's abusive. He's very rude. He has no respect for the kids until much later in the movie when he realizes that you know, his son is taken. Then, you know, he starts to get a realization that maybe I shouldn't treat these kids like shit. So one day, you know, after a fight, they both come home, and Finney, the 13-year-old boy, he comes inside and he sees that his father is beating the shit out of his sister, all because she has these visions, and supposedly they're a descending trait from their mother, who had visions in the past. Now, what is Susan's visions in the Black Phone? Well, I'm glad you asked, because of the fact that this was a big part of what the movie is about. And it's also how they catch this guy. Well, every time a kid is stolen, you know, of course they're blaming the Grabber, because a lot of kids have gone disappearing, and this guy seems to be the prime suspect behind all of it. But Susan has been having these visions of the kids, and they seem to be paying off as actually happening. So with that being said, you know, let's fast forward to the kidnapping scene. You know, basically, they always told everybody in the town, you know, to look out for a black van with black balloons. Now, of course, Johnny, our 13-year-old Johnny Finney, or John Finney, or whatever it is, he walks out, he gets kidnapped. The way this happens is there's this guy who drops these groceries on the ground. You know, he's got that, like, weird kind of mask on. And Finney's like, you need any help? He's like, yeah. And then he goes to the van. He's like, are those black balloons? And that's suddenly when the Grabber blindfolds this kid, sprays his toxin in his mouth, and takes him down to this basement. The worst thing that could ever happen to this kid has now happened, and they are fucking terrified. So, one of the things I noticed in this movie, you know, a lot of the times in the horror movies, you know, when you get captured, you know, they're all just freaking the fuck out. You know, like, it's like, where am I at? What am I gonna do? Oh, the bad guy's there, he's gonna kill me. This fucking kid has the balls of, like, a fucking warrior. Yeah, he's scared. He doesn't, but he is so fucking determined to get out of that place that he ends up wrecking the shit out of this room. Making holes in the wall, trying to jump out the window, you know, all type of stuff, you know, anything he can do to get out of this room. And the grabber lives in this house, and, you know, he talks to the boy, he gives him food, but he's not as menacing as, you know, you would think. But anyway, the black phone is a phone in the wall, and every time he answers the phone, it turns out to be the first few times he answers the phone, no one really comes to the phone, but the next few times, you start to hear the victims' voices. And the creepiest fucking thing this movie did was have the ghost of the dead people that the grabber had gotten, and you see these kids just floating around the room. There's even one scene where the kid's upside down, just bleeding from his fucking skull, and you see the blood on the floor. It's a crazy scene, man. But anyway, with that being said, eventually he makes it out, and his sister had a vision of the grabber as a kid. Now, the grabber had a messed up childhood. He was always good at pinball. So one day he goes into his pinball machine, and, you know, he's playing, and this kid gets so mad at him that he takes the kid, brutally fucking beats him, stabs him. Then he goes and is arrested, of course, thrown in the back of a police car. And during a vision that Sarah has, she sees this house, and it's 774. This is the location of the kidnapper and the dead bodies and what the grabber has been doing. So that's kind of like my rough draft, pretty much, of what, you know, this movie is about. Boy gets kidnapped, he's trying to escape, his sister has visions, and basically, this kid will do anything and everything to get out of this room. And, you know, the way this movie ends, it's kind of sad. It's also kind of what you'd expect, you know. Vinny kills the grabber after being told that, you know, there's one final plan and there's one final part of getting out of here, and he does it. So, you know, really good movie. I like the visuals in this movie. It's very dark, very eerie, you know. At the beginning of the movie, you kind of get like this fall kind of vibe, you know, like the trees are swaying, you know, changing colors. It's cold, it's windy. You know, it's kind of getting into that fall kind of thing. I mean, in this room, it's pitch black. You can't really see shit. And it leads down a very dark path. All in all, I'd probably give this movie like a 7 out of 10. It's not the best horror movie. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know what it is about horror movies like nowadays, but it's just the same kind of genre. Like, you have a bad guy, they get captured, they're trying to escape, somebody dies, somebody gets killed. In this case, a guy gets axed in the head after trying to have the boy escape. But, you know, I love horror movies, but this one, it just didn't sell for me. It was a good movie. I did enjoy it. But, like I said, it's not the best horror movie. Doesn't live up much to its hype. And they could have done, you know, a little bit better with it. But it just wasn't my kind of movie. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of The Black Phone. Y'all might have a better opinion than I did. Obviously. But if you like The Black Phone, if you watched it, just give me your thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.